Welcome to Dimension 119, a dimension where anything can happen. Prepare for the strange and unexpected. Enjoy today's episode.
I can ruin your life, man. Just try me.
He's literally like a game designer for Onyx Path now, if you've ever heard of them.
Definitely
Welcome
haven't.
to Dimension 119. Guess you guys got to the end of an interesting conversation.
Nice.
Anyways, that's going to be the new way we start streams, is just random tidbits of pointless conversation.
Oh, did we?
Anyways, we are back at it again for more Curse of Strahd.
Streaming is dumb.
We were on episode...
Nathan has muted himself for us, but not for the stream, but we're still coming through the stream.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
I was coming through to the stream too. I just forgot to unmute for you guys. Anyways, we are in episode 21. And by the way, last week I was not gaslighting. Just the cold had messed my brain. We've been streaming for what, 10? This will be our 10th episode. Is that right? Because we started at 11. Is that what we figured out?
You weren't gaslighting. You were just being dumb.
Yeah, just being stupid. That's all. Yep, just lost my train of thought. See, stupid again.
Good.
No, I'm about to drop
Stupid
the
is as stupid does.
links for the Facebook page and the Discord in the chat. If you're interested in joining the Dimension, you can check them out there. There's also a Twitter, but I have yet to set up a button for that, so that's not easily accessible just yet. Other than that, I'm ready to play some Curse of Strahd. Who is doing the recap?
I mean, Chris has never done it.
I don't pay attention.
That's true.
You want to go for it, Nathan? Because these guys definitely aren't. I can do it if you need me to.
I'm the
So-
DM. I can give myself inspiration.
No, he's too lazy to do it.
Yeah, I don't remember anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it. I just can't ever remember people's names. So, last week we finished our conversation about starting a potential civil war and freeing some enslaved peoples. Then we got some information from them about going to Krezk, thinking that it was a safe place to take Ismark and Ireena. So we started to make our way back to the winery to pick up Ismark and Ireena. And as per usual with this party, we got extremely distracted, followed a strange cloaked figure into the woods, and discovered a very decrepit tower. After a car bomb went off and almost killed some of us, because some of us are nosy, I'm not pointing any fingers, but my eyes are looking directly at someone's name. Anyways,
Yeah, we didn't get anybody killed.
we went up the tower and found out that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer lived there, and talked to him for a little while about stuff and things, and found out he is a vampire hunter, monster hunter. Now I really want to open that wagon back in Valaki, but that's beside the point. Anyways, he gave us a little more information about Krezk, and actually we procured a map from him, and he pointed out several locations that we need to take note of. He chastised us for facing Baba Saga, and obviously some bad memories of party member deaths came up with that. What else? He advised us very much not to go to the place the Dark Elves want us to go to. Is that the Amber Temple? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
He advised us very strongly not to go to the Amber Temple until we're ready to face Strahd, because it's apparently very difficult. After that, the lady who owned the wagon that blew up, which was Rudolph Van Richten, otherwise known as Rictavio, was his apprentice, which followed him into Barovia on a mission to, both of them on a mission to kill Strahd. She showed up, battered, bruised, and beaten, and said she had tried to go take out Strahd herself, and obviously it didn't go so well. She barely escaped with her life. We did some healing on her and talked to her a little bit, and then continued on down the road to the Wizarding World of Wines. And wouldn't you know it, again, per usual, we got distracted again, and one of us followed a will-o-wisp into the woods, and we found another broken, decrepit tower, and a chest inside. After Larenthar threw a javelin, hooked the chest, pulled it to him, a bunch of zombies arose from the ground, and some of our party members showed some new powers in defeating the zombies, and found out the chest was empty. And I believe we got to the winery after that, but never did any RP at the winery. So I think unless Derek has retconned something or changed something, I think we're starting our session at the winery.
Yes, that is where we are starting. And you're just sleeping the night, getting ready to take off the next morning, I assume.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll leave off with you guys role playing with each other.
Is this the morning or is it still night?
You can decide if you go to sleep, and it's probably the morning since you've just leveled up and you're all rested and reinvigorated.
All right. If no one else is going to do anything, I will go and get some training in with Ireena before we get going.
What good's that gonna do you?
Well, no, I want to teach her more about how to use a sword.
You're lucky she didn't cut her finger.
Well, that's why we're learning.
How far is it to Krezk?
Each thing is a quarter. Yeah, each is a quarter mile. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 5 miles.
Are we able to borrow a wagon and some horses from Damien?
What's your fascination with having a wagon at all times?
It's faster for one.
No, it's not.
Less horses.
And also, you've been complaining about your feet hurting, so I just wanted to help you out there.
Oh. Well, that's because I gotta walk so slow with you guys around.
So it's either a wagon or I carry you.
Oh, well, we could do that too.
I mean, you say that, I could absolutely carry you there. I don't think you weigh too much.
I want to actually get like a little like pouch where like I'm just like a baby carrier where I'm strapped to the front.
We can probably make one of those, right?
Of course, I think Iris would fit in it better, but
Oh, that's true. Iris, do you want us to make you a pouch?
a baby carrier.
My feet are just fine. I've got no reason to get in that thing. I'll pass. Thank you, Lord Beauty.
It's all you then, Larenthar.
Okay, I'm a lot bigger than Iris though.
Yeah, well, I'm a lot bigger than both of you, so it'll be fine.
I'll approach Davy and ask if we can get a cart or horses from him.
He would respond saying, the only horses we have are the 2 in the stables that did that we used to transport our shipments to various locations around Barovia. With the winery back up and running again, we're going to start preparing to continue with making deliveries. We're kind of behind, so we need it.
You know, we could go back to Valaki
No.
and get like Ireena and Ismark's cart.
I'm gonna slap you, man.
Oh, so now you don't want a cart?
No, that is me out of character. You idea stealing bastard.
I have no idea of what you're talking about. I do not think that there's any patent filed.
He got me there. He got me with the logistics.
That's how Facebook became like the #1 social media for a while. It's like, oh, well, you never patented the idea.
All right. So which direction is Krezk?
Northwest. It would
Iris is gonna
take
check.
It would take you longer to get to Valaki to get a cart.
Iris is gonna check her belongings and stuff and make sure everything's good, make sure everything's in her pack and everything ready to go, and then kind of look at the other two debating and just kind of shrug her shoulders, motion to Ismark and Ireena, and start walking that down the road towards that direction.
Ismark would see you leave, and Ireena would see you leave, and Ismark would kind of do one of those double takes. I guess we go with her, or are you gonna are you two gonna sit here and bicker with each other a little bit more?
Oh no, we're coming. And I will just grab Larenthar and drag him along.
I will like climb on and like sort of do an acrobatics thing and flip myself up to Ordinance's shoulders. And then it'll be like a fireman's carry, where I'm like sitting on his back.
You good up there?
Oh no, it's a little scaly. It's not as soft as I thought it would be.
We'll get you a pillow once we get to Krezk.
There's something that made me think of when he said that he's just gonna sit on your shoulders. I'll post it in the Discord.
That's us right now.
That is Nunu and Willem from League of Legends.
Oh, gross.
We're not making it to Krezk.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
It takes you a couple, probably an hour, 2 hours to get back up to the bridge in the roadway that you took to come down to the winery. And you know, by looking at the map, Krezk is to the west, across the bridge, and towards the outskirts of Barovia.
All right, let's go.
We have the map, right? So
Yep.
just, I mean, if we know the direction and nothing's
You're just gonna
stopping
keep
us from
going?
crossing the bridge, Iris is gonna keep going.
If I put on my hatted disguise while I'm riding his shoulders, does that affect both of us?
No, it's still you. Just you.
I'm gonna
But-
follow after Iris.
Okay, easy enough. I rolled for random encounters already. There's absolutely nothing happens, which is fine.
I'll walk up to Iris and I'll be like, see, this is one way we can make sure that he's around us at all times instead of wandering off.
Seemed to me like the dwarf wandered off.
I believe I'm headed in the direction we planned to go in the first place, to keep these two safe.
If that's the rationale, then happen wherever you're going. I would
chime in and be like, "Do you even know where we're going exactly? We've never been this far west before. How do we know it'll be safe?"
Well, we talked to some people when we were at the Vistani camp, and they recommended this place. and then we met a friend who also recommended this place.
I don't think any place in this, I don't even know what to call it. I don't think any place in this area is truly safe, especially not for you. But if we can find something that's safer than the others, that's better than just sitting and waiting for something to happen. You know, we did bring back one of the gems to the winery, and if that many people were after him, what makes you think that if word gets out that there's one back, that they won't come back for him? After all, we did get one from where Strahd showed up with those druids and that statue. Who knows if he may come back for it himself?
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure of it.
Oh, it's perfectly fine.
You know, how bad could it be?
Bring everybody in.
Hey,
You all get.
Go back to Valaki Ordinance?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Are you sure you don't want to go back to Valaki for the cart and horses that you want so bad?
No, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine.
Okay.
I will, as we're getting closer, I will just walk up to Ireena and just be like, "Hey, are you doing okay lately?"
Yeah, it's the first time I felt like we've been safe in quite a while. Why do I look different?
It's not that. It's just, and he looks really guilty when he says this. He's like, "I'm sorry about Derek. I know you guys were close. I haven't really got the chance to say that yet."
What do you mean by close? Yeah, he was a nice guy, but just met the guy a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I'm closer.
but
I'm closer to you all than I was to him. You and Laurenthar.
I'll nod sagely on top his back.
I'm just gonna look surprised because, of course, he was like, they were young love, and it's so tragic.
And be like, oh, seems like maybe that was a one-sided relationship.
Okay. Are you're all in on the map, right? You're changed off of the map of Barovia into
Oh yeah.
this. Okay. You're walking down the road to what the map Rudolph and Richthofen, or Rudolph and Richthofen gave you back at the at the tower, and you're coming to the crossroads where you believe will lead to Krezk, a little bit further west down the road.
All right, I'll hop off Ordinance because now we're in the map. I get a sixth sense that maybe something's gonna happen that I might need to be on my own.
But our combined AC.
That's not how it works.
You don't know that.
If we got two more, we could maybe make like a
mech.
like a Zord.
We'll
make a Dragon Zord.
You say that, we've got 3 more.
I'm not getting on your shoulders.
Of course not. The dwarf would have to be the leg.
You're not
Maybe
getting
the
on my
shoe.
shoulders.
No, not your shoulders.
I will just start heading this way.
And Ismark and Ireena you'd all keep walking together until you get to a fork in the road, right up there. Let me get to the page.
Fork it.
Fork you. The road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a. Might as well. You have a fork in the road, and it comes up, and you would see a massive town up on a hill. It's all the way north, leading north. The road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot high wall of stone, reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin, white wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell comes from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It's hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up from the walled settlement to the abbey.
I'll turn to Ismark and be like, see, this place looks really safe.
Oh, he's like, oh god, at least it looks like they have a sturdy defense in place. I'm sure it'd even be little difficult for Strahd to break through those walls. I hope.
Doesn't he fly?
I'm gonna cover Larenthar's mouth when he says that.
I just start humming.
Hope you're all dressed for the cold. Looks like it's just gonna get colder from here.
I'm kind of a fire dragon, so I'm okay.
Oh, well, I'm fine. I've got my cloak. A little singed, though. I'll shake it out and little, burn particles of ash. It used to be robe will fly off it.
How about you, Iris? Do you have enough to stay warm?
I think my armor will be fine. I'm sure I can find some furs or something to put in it if I get cold.
I've got an extra blanket if you need it.
The big question is there anything that you two need to tell us? Or I guess the four of you need to tell us before we go up to this town? Should I be worried about anything this time?
I have no. Ismark would respond with, "Don't look at me or Ireena. We have no knowledge of what is beyond those walls.
Oh, what's over here?
Walls look safe. They look safe and protected, but as what's obvious around here, you've said it before. You can never fully trust your surroundings."
I start wandering off to check out what's in this little area. That's
Whoops!
not,
I totally completely blocked you off. The
I'm
road leads further to the west until a point where you have left the map of Krezk and now back on the map of Barovia. If you want to keep going that way.
Oh, there's nothing else. There's a road, but it goes nowhere. That's odd.
You don't know that it goes nowhere.
I was more talking, hoping that the four of you hadn't been to this town before. I was more of talking, are we going to need disguises and trying to hide ourselves this time?
Oh, that's a good point. I'll put on the hat and disguise myself.
As what?
So you have killed someone here?
I have no recollection of these events.
Iris will look to Ordin, like a questioning look at Ordin at this point.
I'm gonna throw my arms up and be like, I've never been here. Larenthar wanders off on his own a lot. So it's very possible he's been here.
So I disguise myself as the person that I killed, the Burgomaster of Velocity.
Okay,
Oh,
you're going to be the Burgomaster of Valaki. Nice.
That's not going to backfire in any way.
Iris is already like walking up the hill, just shaking her head, just.
Oh, what
this
do you
is-
mean?
That's in poor taste.
Kind of mumbling under her breath. This is not going to go as well as we thought.
It'll be fine.
You don't know who Iris, you don't know what the Burgomaster of Valaki looks like? Because you've never seen him before?
No,
she
but
never will.
I've seen Ordin's reaction and just the calamity that's already happened before we've even started up the hill, and she's already just like, oh, here we go.
It's gonna be fine. Don't worry. And I'll head up the hill.
That could happen.
I don't know, Larenthar. Let's not find out.
The air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement. 2 square towers with peaked roofs flank a stone archway, into which a pair of 12-foot tall, iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is a name, Krezk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 foot high. Atop the parapet, you see 4 figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears. They watch you nervously. And at the bottom left of the screen, I don't want to. I keep pressing reveal, but there we go. This is pretty much what the gate would look like at the bottom left of the map. If you.
Hail and well met, good sirs. And I'll wave to them.
Where the fuck are you going, Iris?
He doesn't even know.
We got to go in the gate, right? Let's go into the gate.
The gates, just come up here. Just put yourself over here.
I was screwing around till I made Derek mad.
Dude, that's not hard.
Oh, I was doing that for a minute.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to throw Derek off, honestly.
Hey, I have ADD.
We all do.
Very true.
But I will greet the guards.
Hold up. Token there.
Hello, good sirs. Do you have any place to house some poor weary travelers?
1 sec. Why is it?
You know, this is actually probably the Burgomaster of Valaki was better than my first idea.
God dang it! I wish I could undo it because I took him off the tower and it won't go back on. Pretend he's back still on the tower.
They're horrifying.
Cut into you kind of looking up at the towers and you see them. Cut into the upper floor of each tower is an arrow slit about half a foot wide and a few foot tall and a foot deep. And they're pretty much just doorways leading out across the tops of the gate. One of the guards standing on top is like, who goes there? Who comes to Valaki? Speak now. Speak now, strangers.
Did we go to the wrong town?
Yeah, you said Valaki.
Oh, my bad. Krez.
I belong in Valaki.
Iris is gonna look over at Ordin since he's the one that spoke to get their attention and just kind of like gesture her hands like towards like, go ahead, speak up.
We're of no threat to you. We're just some visitors here in Barovia. My name is Ordinthek. This is my friend Iris, our friends Ismark and Ireena. And I'm just gonna look at Larenthar.
A smile and just
Giving out your names immediately again.
He's a trusting boy. Oh, we should have given the hat to Ireena. I forgot about that.
It doesn't matter now. They know their names.
Nope, not at all.
Oops.
You can tell that the guards are visibly nervous and on like they're very very tense. What business have you in Krezk? Outsiders are not permitted within these walls.
We were just seeking a place to stay that might be safer for our friends.
We're trying to take the young lady to the Abbey to see if maybe she can be set on the right path.
Yes, see, we're two members of religion, so we thought that the Abbey would be the best place for her.
We have come to see the tapestries.
I'm gonna look over
Well,
at Orden and
I-
whisper, "That's like the 5th accent he's used in the last 10 minutes." They're gonna know he's disguising himself.
Please excuse our poor drunk friend over there.
What?
Why have you been drinking?
Why are you seeking to go to the Abbey? That place is cursed. Only evil would want to go there.
Well, it
Derek,
sounds like you need our help
cannot
here.
come in.
Derek, could I use my emissary of peace to try to talk our way into this?
What happened to the Abbey?
Sec-
We do not do this store. We are travelers in this land.
Should have known that a place that everyone said was safe would be cursed.
You go ahead and try. Like, what does your emissary of peace thing you do?
It gives me +5 to persuasion.
You can try. What would you say, and how would you try to be persuasive?
I'm sure that no place that is dedicated to faith can ever be cursed. I'm sure it just has a bad rap is all. Look, like I mentioned, we are holy people. We'd be more than willing to help you out in any way we can.
Roll persuasion.
Oh my gosh.
Sweet nat one.
Starting off strong. Wait, since Iris is here with me, could I get advantage? Like,
Why you
she's,
should play a half one.
she's talking me up too.
For what? Womp. That was all womp.
That was just one. Oh, guys,
you
do
didn't
I
get the 3. you
do I-
you don't even get the luxury of the womp womp womp. You get womp.
guys,
Oh, it came
Do
through
I-
for the stream twice.
guys, do I use my inspiration on this?
Hey, that's up to you. You can't metagame this shit.
I'm asking for help from my lifeline.
Sure, why not?
All right.
What else can you use it for? An attack roll?
No. Okay, cool. I'm glad I did that.
That was a good use of that.
Yeah.
Well, you improved.
You need to refresh.
You're like twice as good as you used to be.
You increased by 100%, by 200%. Nice.
You can't deny those results. Oh, I could have used that on a
Statistically,
death
that's a
save.
really big jump.
I think
Could have used that on a death save.
what my friend here is trying to say, Diri, is that we're quite good at helping people and helping get rid of curses, as a matter of fact. We've taken care of a few things around here that weren't so good. And we'd be willing to take a look for you if you'd allow it, or even, maybe talk to someone that's... Maybe talk to the person that runs the Abbey and see what's actually going on. See if we can help. Trust me, you don't want to be having a cursed building just living around you.
Taking care of of evil, you say? I bet you're the group that caused that loud explosion yesterday off across the lake.
That was even.
There's no way that we can trust you.
That was, well, sometimes when evil is destroyed, it makes a big pop.
What my friend's trying to say here is that none of us resemble the person that did that. That I can assure you.
That is true.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm being honest.
I know you are.
Hey, that's a 17 on the die.
The one on the next to the one that's been talking to you is like, I don't really. He whispers over to the one that's been talking to you, and he disappears. He walks off. We'll see about that. We'll see what the burgomaster has to say about this. Wait here. We'll be right back.
As you said, Burgomaster, I just happened to be like holding an arrow, running my thumb along the edge.
Stop that! Stop it!
What?
You're standing there waiting outside the gate. These gates are large, thick wooden doors that have many horizontal supports on them supporting it. You're waiting probably a good 5 to 10 minutes, and neither one of the guards has returned. Do you continue to wait, or what?
I know y'all are probably used to the Oakenbeard wandering off and getting into some trouble by now. But I'm a little bit more patient than me brothers. So are we gonna wait, or what?
I say we wait. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, what is the worst that could happen?
So over at you, Laurenthar goes, can you just stop with that weird accent? Well, you don't even sound like the Burgomaster of Valaki.
Ismark, aren't you technically the Burgomaster of Barovia? Do you think you could use your sway to get us in?
I doubt it, but I could always try. You guys continue talking to each other for a couple minutes about what your plans to get in are if this fails. And you see an older gentleman come to the top of the gate. Let me get his picture for you. This gentleman, an older, bald gentleman with a thick, short gray beard, comes to the what the hell? Comes to the top of the gate. My guards say you have business in Krezk. What business do you have here? They say you want to go to the Abbey and you seek refuge. That Abbey is cursed. Nobody here in Krezk goes up to the Abbey. Nobody comes down from the Abbey.
I have not heard of this curse. Tell us of this curse.
Is he a dwarf?
No, he's normal height.
Okay, it kind of looks like one in the picture.
Yeah, it just looks a little short.
We're a bit good at. We're just trying to find a place that can set our friend here straight and keep her protected, keep her out of trouble. And your guards were telling us that your Abbey's supposedly cursed or something of that nature, and we were telling them that we're relatively good at handling things like that. Just wondering.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
Just trying to get a little information on what's happening to see if maybe we can be of some assistance.
The Abbey was once a hospital and a convent long ago, before this land fell victim to under the rule of Strahd. But it fell on hard times after the land was swallowed up by the mists. Some of the clergy fell prey to Strahd, while others went mad and either starved themselves to death or turned to cannibalism. There's only one that comes down from the Abbey on a regular basis. We know him as only the Abbot. The strange thing about him, he came to Krezk many years ago, like decades ago. But he's never aged a day. He comes down every so often to pray at the pool and shrine to the Morning Lord, and then he goes back up. Nobody speaks to him, and he doesn't speak to any of us.
Well, sir, if you're worried about us, you really have no reason to worry. Like, you don't know us, so
Like, yeah.
so
He
strangers
would yeah.
strangers
He would
going up to the Abbey wouldn't be much concern for you, would it? If we wanted to cause trouble, then we'd be gone. If we went to the Abbey and everyone disappears, like you say.
It's like he would also, before you say anything, he would explain, no one knows the abbot's true name or where he came from. And there's a theory in Krezk. Some believe that he's a servant of Strahd, and some also even believe that he is the vampire himself in disguise. The abbot, the only communication they ever have with the abbot is him demanding wine as tribute every so often when he comes down.
Do you see him? Does he come down during the day or during the night?
Generally during the day.
Well, he can't be a vampire then. But when he says that he could be Strahd, I'm definitely gonna like give Ireena and Ismark a look like, ooh, what are you guys thinking?
Ismark would be. No, there's no reason for us to have an inn. It wouldn't get used at all. It would be constantly vacant. No, as the guards have told you before, no one comes in or out of Krezk. The only communication we have with the outside world is every month or so we get a delivery from the Wizard of Wines, and from Damien Martikov and his boys every month or so. Blah 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 blah.
Let me guess, you haven't gotten a shipment in a while.
You would be correct there.
I'll see.
I wouldn't know it. He would. He doesn't know what a dwarf is, so he's like, my lady. That would be correct.
Does Iris have a beard or not?
No.
You're not a real dwarf.
So it seems to me that we've already helped you a bit. Because We've done some helping of the winery, and I'll be producing some wine here, well, as quickly as I can. So you ought to be getting some shipments again soon. So it seems to me if we can help you with that problem without even knowing about it, we might be able to help you with this one. I myself am quite certain that your abbot is not Strahd himself. And I take it by your tone and the way you're talking that you wouldn't want Strahd himself in the midst of your town anyways. So wouldn't that be all the more reason for you to let someone look into it?
Oh, I know you're not Strahd's spies. His spies are everywhere. We're constantly fending off uh, plots of espionage and annoyances from the werewolves from the werewolf den. How
That
do I
might
know you're not one of them? You're not some of them.
that might be something we can help you with too. I can assure you, Strahd has taken two of me brothers from me.
Like, hold up a piece of silver and like, yeah, we'll see. If I was a werewolf, I couldn't touch the silver.
And I'll hold up my holy symbol and show them that if I was a vampire, I couldn't touch this.
Strahd's taken two of me
Yes.
brothers from me. I don't plan to let him take anything else if I can help it.
You have points on. You might be correct that you're not werewolf or vampires, but there's always a possibility you're a spy. The only way I can trust you is to go to the Wizard of Wines. You say that they have started producing again. Go there. Bring a wagon load of wines with one of the Martikov family to give you to I guess give you an alibi, just to confirm that you're not a spy. They are the only ones we will trust.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Well, as long
Well, I
as they've
mean-
made some more, you know.
No, it takes about a year for a vine for grapes to grow until they're able to be harvested.
Grapes weren't grown in a day, as they say.
Well, you better hope that they can produce quicker than normal grapes, normal wine, a normal winery. That's the only way you'll be allowed in.
We just so happen to have this barrel right here. Empty barrel.
We did not bring that with us.
He asked for a wagon load.
It's just like
It looks like we're
take
going back to the
barrels and
winery.
fill it full of water.
All right, guys, let's go back.
Guess we're getting a cart this time.
I guess we are.
We have to go back to Valaki.
We're not going back to Valaki. Also, take that hat off.
What hat?
You've lost the. Ismark scrunches over to you, Lornthar. You've lost your accent.
He just dropped it.
We're not talking to them anymore, so I don't have to have an accent.
Larenthar, you can walk.
And you're heading back. I'm not even going to bring you back to the map, but you're heading back to the winery, I assume.
Looks like it.
Okay. You get to the across the bridge on the map where the river was. in the crossroads, and coming up from the east, from the direction of Valaki, is an agile-ish, quick man, a quick human gentleman. He's quickly approaching you.
No, we're not following him into the woods.
No, we're
He's a-
not.
I'm saying now.
He's approaching you.
That doesn't matter where he's coming from. Just telling him we're not following him into the woods.
God, I need him.
I'm gonna like put Ireena behind me and make sure she's safe and not visible from whoever this is.
That's not it. Trying to get, because he's gonna he comes up to the group and says, I've been looking for you. And he's kind of winded. I've been sent with a message, and he reaches out to Iris, and he with an envelope. I have a message from the Lord of this land, and he hands you an envelope.
Are we
I'm gonna
talking?
pull out my sword.
Are we talking Lord with, like, in the castle?
No, the one and only Strahd. He has a request of you.
Wouldn't he be the one in the castle?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Abbey or some other random place. Yes, the castle. The castle. The castle.
You go to the
yes.
castle, Abbey.
Iris will take it and I guess look it over.
Damn it, I can't read this.
Sounds like
Why does it give you the freaking worst writing in the goddamn world, and I can't find a translation anywhere on the internet?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Hold on.
Can anybody read that?
All of the Strahd letters are like that.
My friends, I know that it's I who have brought you to this land, and know that it is I alone that can release you from it. I bid you to dine at my castle, on that we could meet in civilized surroundings. Your passage here will be a safe one. I
await your arrival.
Hey, Iris, can I see that for a second? And I'm gonna reach and try to grab it from her.
Does that say you're hurt?
Your host.
Your host. Okay.
Iris, could I see that?
I don't know why it's so hard. I could read it fine. Except
Yeah, I'll let Orden see it.
I am gonna burn it. I'm gonna burn it with my fire breath, and I'll just look at the guy like, what now?
Iris. Never mind. She's not going to be able to stop you.
He was just kind of reading it over your shoulder.
I memorize his handwriting.
Okay.
Well, we've seen his handwriting before, and we've seen it.
To practice.
No, we've seen it before. We saw his handwriting in the death house.
I could have used it to like trace over it and practice his handwriting.
The person that brought you the letter, he will await your arrival, and he turns and runs the opposite direction.
I want to grab his attention. You know, it says here that he's the only way out of here, and I want to reach in my bag and pull out this potion, but I seem to have this that'll get us out of here. Let's see what his reaction is to it.
He looks at the bottle, then back at you, and just laughs. You fool! That won't get you out of Barovia. That potion there, that's a load of garbage. You must have purchased that off the Vistani outside of Valaki. That cracks me up.
I'm gonna pop the cork and charge him.
I guess make an attack roll.
Damn it. I want to make him drink it. So what?
What was your roll?
That would be an 8 on the die.
Can I use hold person on this guy?
Why?
If you succeed,
I don't know.
go ahead. You can. What
That'd
does
be
he
a
have to do?
13 if
go.
I add athletics to it to
Okay.
kind of grab him.
It says he has to make a DC 11 Wisdom saving throw. What do I roll? What do I add up for that? I can't remember.
10 or 8 plus wisdom plus proficiency, I believe.
Okay, so that's 12.
He does not succeed. So Iris, you go to tackle him, to grapple him, and he dodges out of the way, but then immediately freezes. Orden, you use hold person. What, like, don't you have to, like, you just tell him to, like, stop, I guess, is what you
No, it's just he's just paralyzed for the duration of the turn.
okay, so he's paralyzed, he can't move. And he just stops, and he stops moving, and he is now stuck. He's paralyzed. So you can easily tackle him this time. There's not even a roll that you'll need to make.
Should we find out what this potion actually does?
Do it.
I know it's a bit like killing the messenger, but I've had about enough of this shite.
And you would know, like, if it does kill him, you are killing an, in quotation marks, innocent being that hasn't shown any hostility towards you.
Yeah,
He works for Strahd, Derek.
So did the Vistani, but you never attacked them. Because
There's 5,000 of them.
Very true. What does this do? Let me go over that. I'll find out what it actually does. I don't think it does anything. I have to go back to Valicky to find out. Vistani can't. It's all the way down at the bottom.
I'm fully aware this is probably a bad idea, but an Oakenbeard's got to start trouble at some point.
You're due for some trouble.
Everybody
Where the
gives me a
hell-
lot of crap, but I haven't actually caused nearly as much trouble as any single Oakenbeard.
To be fair, there's 3 of them now, so you got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, they don't do anything. You shove it down his throat, and he just drinks it. You force him to drink it, and he just laughs. That is just a fake potion.
Yeah, well,
Nothing
I hope
will come of it.
it at least tasted like shite.
Tastes like water.
Now run back along to your master and be the dog that you are.
Well, that was completely unnecessary.
And I'll let him go.
Okay, and he runs off.
At least we know now that the potion wouldn't have killed any of us, and we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Honestly, I hadn't considered that. But I
You
also,
also
hadn't
don't know if it actually works or not either.
Yeah, I hadn't considered it not working either is the thing.
Well, we knew, some of us knew that it didn't work because of the way we insight checked the Vistani last time.
Yeah, well,
So
Orden didn't
Iris
do that.
knew that it didn't work. I knew that the potion didn't work from when they tried to get us to buy some more last time. It was lying through his teeth. And obviously from what he said, if you can, I mean, that's just adding some more fuel to the fire of knowing that it didn't work. I'm happy to be rid of it.
Come on, let's just get back to the winery. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, you get back to the winery, and Damien and his son are in the house, or outside the house, tending to the wines. Damien yells over to you. It's probably been took probably 3 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours to get there, 5 hours. So it's probably around the noon-ish right now. You're back already. Why are you back so soon?
Because those dudes are jerks.
They wouldn't let us in.
They're thirsty. They'd like us to take a cart of wine to them and have one of you come with us to vouch for us.
I hope that's not too much trouble, but we really, really need to get in there.
Yes. We've been preparing. We've been working day and night to get some of the purple grape smash, blah blah blah, number 3 or whatever it was, the wine that they're able to produce now, ready for deliveries. I'll send my oldest son here with you. Can't remember his name, but he'll send him with you.
Not Erwin.
No, it's not. Or my older son here, so his second son here
Adrian.
with you. Adrian. There you go. You remember.
I didn't. I looked it up.
I didn't care enough.
That's what I'm here. I'm the fact checker. And they go. It takes probably give us an hour to ready the wagon and get the wine into the barrels and into the wagon for you, and it'll be ready for you to go.
While they're prepping that, this the note didn't have like a date or like 2 days from now or anything like that, right? Like when we were supposed to supposedly dine with Strahd.
It didn't have a date on it, but you kind of get the there's no date on it.
Can I tell that she's kind of thinking about this?
Probably.
The way these things actually work is if you hadn't have accosted the guy just because he works for the dude, what you do is you send an RSVP or a decline back with the guy who gave the message, but you had to attack him and accost him instead.
He works for Strahd, Larenthar.
I think that's message enough for him.
You weren't.
But anyways,
you weren't gonna go, were you?
I've been thinking more about it.
But it's a free meal.
And we might should.
We're gonna be the free meal. That's obviously what's gonna happen.
From what happened when we faced the druids on Yesterhill, from what you've told me about your other encounters, it definitely seems like Strahd likes to play with his food before he consumes it. I've got a feeling that he's not done playing with us just yet. There's too many pieces. There's too many pieces left on the board.
I will lean against the wall, and when you say that, I'll say, when he was trying to take me off, he said that we were getting closer to putting up a good game for him or something like that. So I think you're definitely right. And he could have just killed me then. I don't understand why he's not just killing us. I know you're probably right, but jeez, I just don't know what to think about all this.
Do we know anything?
Yes. Go ahead.
Do we know anything about what Strahd was, what race or anything he was before he was turned into a immortal vampire?
Not human.
He was
everybody, everything, every
Kenku.
every
He was
person,
a Kenku.
yeah, every person in this land that you have met, other than Rudolph and Richthofen, has, except for the select few, have been humans.
Okay.
Like, so his entire army that he had before the fall of Barovia was human. He was human. He was a human lord, and so on.
That just
But
changes a little bit of what I was going to say.
Mhm.
You know, Strahd being a vampire, and he's lorded over this land for a very long time, as we've heard from other people. I'm sure he gets a bit bored. Needs some excitement in his life. You know, he's not just going to sit in that castle and not do anything. I think he's prepping us up so we can actually give him a good fight. He's not going to kill us until we can at least hold our own.
Like, Ismark would also say, look, and he would look at you, Ordinance. Yes, Strahd hasn't killed any of us himself, but I'm sure he has gotten satisfaction knowing that at least three of us, are no longer are no longer with us. One, he has turned. Two are dead, and we haven't seen that elf sorceress that was with us for a little while in quite some time either. Who knows what's happened to her? I'm sure he's having plenty of enjoyment knowing that his followers in people are getting the better of us. He doesn't even have to do it himself.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he revels in the fact that we've lost some of our members. But as he knows, it's just going to make us stronger and more determined, which is going to make us a better fight for him later. And I think that's what he's looking for.
It would probably be, is it 3 or okay? So Derek's dead. Ragnar died.
Koras is
Urston is
gone.
Koras is gone. Urston is evil, and Soul is missing. So maybe 5 of us have perished. Or 4 of us have potentially perished with one joining him. I'm sure this is pleasing him to no end.
Okay, so what if we do go? What are we supposed to get out of this?
We get a look inside the lion's den. For one. 2, we may be able to. I don't think he's gonna give up much. But we may be able to get.
Joking, but I actually think this guy's serious.
We may be able to get some information to, that may help us down the road. You never know. He might get a bit too cocky, too high on himself. Unless something slipped that may help us down later on.
Look, I don't think this is a good idea, but if we're going to go through with this, we have to make sure Ireena's safe first. We can't bring her in with us.
Oh no, dearie, that was never the plan. We're going to make sure she's safe. And then if we go, we go. She's definitely not coming with us. We're not that stupid, and I know Strahd doesn't. Surely he doesn't think we're that stupid either.
Okay.
No, I was joking. So, I didn't mean to convince Iris actually that we should go. So I think we don't go and just go to this Krezk place.
I think Iris was convinced before you said anything.
Oh.
Yeah, Iris was thinking about.
I just kind of looking at me like, oh, the Oakenbeard thing.
Iris was thinking about it the whole way back from Krezk, but if you said that out loud, Iris would look at you and say, we're going to Krezk first anyways. Because we need to make sure Ireena's safe. We need to at least see if we can get her in the city. It seems a bit safer than sitting in this winery out in the middle of nowhere with just a couple people.
Also, Lyranthar, you overestimate how much Iris here looks to you for what we should do.
Oh. I just figure whatever the Oakenbeards want to do, I'll do the opposite and it'll turn out all right.
And Ismark will go, burn!
Bless you.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Oh, you said burn.
Yeah, I didn't know what you said either.
Yep.
Just
Burn.
wait.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one that was like, what?
Burn.
That was a pretty weak burn, Ismark.
I thought
a
we were.
burn's a burn.
I thought we were just RP and sneezing now. You know.
I got really scared that, like, I don't know, someone had cursed him.
Strahd just appeared behind him and stabbed him in the back.
You literally.
Okay.
He's turning into like an old, Edward G. Robinson character, and he's just going, nah, see?
It's like I was talking to Kevin a couple weeks ago, and he said that in the game he's running with his party that he's running. Ismark didn't even make it to Valaki.
Ooh. I am
Ismark
very surprised.
Ismark sacrificed himself and is gone.
I'm very surprised he's made it this far.
Well, to be fair, you've left him with Ireena in quote unquote safe places. He hasn't really gone with you into a big battle.
Let's go. Let's take the wine and go up to Krezk and do that. Besides, we still have so much more to look at. We have this House of the Dragon. I'm sure Ordinance wants to go there.
I really do, actually.
I'm
About
sure
an hour and a half.
It's just going to be, perfectly fine, just like Krezk will be. Nothing bad will happen at the House of the Dragon or Krezk.
Nothing bad ever happens anywhere you go in a D&D game that you're supposed to be in danger.
Look, it'll be fine.
About an hour and a half later, Damien comes back to you. The wagon is ready to depart with the delivery of wine. You can be off whenever you choose.
Thank you. Do we owe you anything for this?
No, nothing at all. We were going to be making a delivery there in the next few days, regardless. So, whatever helps you is a plus.
Thank you. We're hopeful that we're gonna find one of your gems when we come up here.
I hope so too.
Last session, Brictavio told us that he suspected that it was potentially at Krezk or with the werewolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Well, we're going to Krezk right now.
Yeah, I have no thoughts on which one it could be. I mean,
Okay.
I as a player have thoughts of where it's probably going to be. But Iris is like, well, it could be either one.
I'm just noticing now that we're basically like food delivery.
Uber Eats.
we are now D&D Uber Eats.
It's Uber drinks.
Yeah.
There's a service. I can't remember what it's called. There's a service in some places that just delivers alcoholic drinks.
I know. That's amazing.
He uses it all the time.
No, I actually go out and buy my own. It's cheaper.
for when people who like, well, that's for people who have gone out to get beer too many times and lost their license.
Okay, so you travel back to Krezk. Again, nothing happens on the road. You see the guards on the tower see you coming with the wagon. It's probably about 4 p.m. right now. And you see them as you're coming up the hill. You see them hurry off and to fetch the burgomaster. And after a couple minutes, when you get up to the gate, the burgomaster looks down. Ah, you have returned. And he says, "Oh, well, hello there, Master, blah blah blah, Mardukov, whatever his stupid name was.
Adrian.
Adrian. Do you? I assume you know these people as they have returned with you. Do you vouch for their honesty and in their integrity, in that they won't betray us here in Krezk?" And the young man would respond with "I." They have these people have helped my family get our vineyard back up to running to some capacity, and they are continuing to help us search for some things that'll help us even further. I apologize for the lack of deliveries over the last month or so, and I apologize that I'm only able to bring a delivery of Purple Grape Smash number 3. We do not have any of the Red Dragon Ale. I think it was the other one.
Red Dragon Crush.
Red Dragon Crush. I hope this will do for now. And the burgomaster, the burgomaster would order the guards on the ground to open the doors and to let y'all in. As you get in, Adrian would lead the wagon over to where the drop off would be, and he would come back over to you guys and be like, I have gotten you helped you get into Krezk. Once the wagon is unloaded, I will be heading off back to the vineyard. Is there anything else you needed from me, or is this a good luck?
You've already done us a great service, and we greatly appreciate it. And I'll help him unload the wagon.
Okay.
Wait, Larenthar, are you still disguised?
Yeah, I haven't taken the hat off yet.
I totally forgot about that. How long does the disguise last? Does it last indefinitely?
Yeah, it's a magic item. It's got like
The spell ends if the hat is removed. That's all it says.
Ooh, interesting. Okay then. Then I don't even know how to retcon this, so we'll just retcon it here. We'll say you explained that you were Larenthar in disguise on your way there or something, because I'm not going to go back to the vineyard again.
Okay.
Because they would have been like, why is the burgomaster of Valaki with you? But okay, whatever.
Don't question it. Don't question anything. It's D&D.
Exactly. So yeah, you are all now inside of Krezk, and as every path, like from the entrance that you take, is going uphill, up towards the Abbey, kind of leads to that direction. Each, let me see, the
So-
village of.
I hate to be a Kevin. I mean, Earl's Lawyer,
No, you don't.
but the Hat of Disguise only allows you to cast Disguise Self, which only lasts for an hour.
Okay, so yeah, you're yourself again.
So, I mean, he could
So, yeah,
cast
you
it
being
again
yourself.
at will, however many charges it has, but each use only lasts an hour.
So I assume he would have used it again on entrance because that's who he came in as.
Okay, well that makes it a little bit more seamless.
Is that what you do, Lauren? Or are you coming just back as yourself this time?
But I think the hat actually is different than the spell.
No, the Hat of Disguise only lets you cast the spell on yourself.
And it's at will, it looks like.
Hat of Disguise. Yeah, you can use Disguise spell from it at will. And the spell ends if the head is removed. There's no limit to how many times you can use it. It's just, it only lasts for an hour.
Okay.
So do you disguise yourself on your way back in, or are you coming back as yourself?
Well, you know what? I'll give the hat to Ireena. Have her disguise herself. Sure. Whatever.
The burgomaster of Krezk would question who you two are, but then Adrian would quickly they're with me as well. They mean you no harm. They're just as good as as everybody else, and would quickly distinguish the situation. Then back to Village of Krezk. The mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering humble wood. Let me start over. The mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between strands of snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. To the northeast, gray cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to the Abbey is easy to see from this vantage. So this village is kind of like I don't want to be an anime nerd, but kind of like the village hidden in the trees from Naruto. It's literally just a bunch of houses at the bottoms of trees. Just it's like a village is surrounded by the village is surrounded by a forest, and then the walls of Krezk are surrounding the forest.
I'll just ooh and awe at all the trees.
Oh, ha!
Good contribution, Nathan.
Look, how can I prepare to have any Naruto sound effect prepped and ready to go when Derek doesn't warn me? So I have to improvise, okay?
What are you saying? That was a clip from the actual anime that you just played.
Pretty close.
What is this anime you speak of?
What a drag.
Orden and the guards lead you as you're unloading the barrels of wine. They lead you to a larger building at the entrance of the village. This house is noticeably larger than all of the others. Um, it doesn't look any much different. It's just just larger.
Where would you guys say is the safest place in your town? If you were to say anywhere.
One of the guards would respond with, other than the Abbey, anywhere in town is equally safe as anywhere else. Uh, Everybody in Krezk knows each other. Nobody, you're the first outsiders to be let into the village, other than the Mardukov family in probably 100 or so years. So
So is there a place for our friends to stay? Are we going to have to take care of the Abbey first?
The burgomaster would be like hesitant, and all of the other guards would be hesitant on letting you stay in any of their houses because they're still not super sure on you, even though they've been given the okay by the Mardukov family. They're still jittery and on edge with you being there.
So the Abbey it is then. Can you direct us to either this abbot if he's in town, or direct us to the Abbey?
They would say the Abbey is. They would point up at the mountain and go, "The Abbey's right there. You can see it from here."
Well, thank you all for your help. You guys ready to get going?
Yeah.
And they would also say, mention, if you wish for a place of worship before heading to the Abbey, go to the pool and shrine of the Morning Lord. That was blessed by Saint Markovia long ago.
Is it a particular... I know every place in here is safe, but does it have some special properties?
It's just the most most holy place in the village that we have. So it's where we go to pray to the Morning Lord.
Don't you want to go see the religious place, Ordinance?
It sounds like the safest place for these two.
That's true. Why don't we go check it out first?
And they would say that like if you go up to the road, take the crossroads to the left, and it will lead you straight to the pool. The road to the right, leading up to the Abbey, is the one leading up to the Abbey, which would be obvious. Move that in.
Let us go to the local pool.
I'll say bye to Adrian before we leave.
He would say goodbye and wish you all good luck.
We'll be back with the second you-know-what before you even know it. And
you start walking walking up the pathway, and you start going towards the pool. You start heading towards the pool. You get up to the pool up there. I'll bring Ismark and Ireena. You all can bring yourself because you guys hate me touching your tokens.
removes our agency.
Lorenthar's gonna stay outside. Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Go to the burgermeister's house. Whatever other house they have in here that has a map in the town.
He heard the holy place and he was like, "Nope, not going there."
It's just like weird human religions. Who cares?
Like you get probably to about this point to where you can start seeing the pool, and Ireena stops walking. If you question her and ask her what's wrong, she would say, I hear a voice in my head. It's awfully familiar. And she looks down at her hands and looks back up, and she starts walking towards the pool. As Ireena reaches the pool's edge, an image appears in its sparkling blue waters. A handsome youth of kind and noble visage. The sadness in his eyes turns to sudden joy. "Tatiana," he says, "it's been so long. Come, my love, let us be together at last. You would hear Ireena gasp and put a hand on her heart. And in a voice that you don't recognize as hers, would say, "My beloved Sergei, in life you were a prince and a man of faith. We were to be married long ago. Has this blessed pool called your spirit to me?" She reaches towards the water's surface as a hand of water rises up to take hers.
Yeah, we're
Ireena?
not letting that happen.
I'm just kind of staring in awe of what's happening.
So we're like, oh, this is quite curious. I wonder what's going to happen.
I'm
Start
grabbing
taking note.
Ireena's hand.
Okay. As you go to pull on her hand, the water that was grasping up from the pool sinks back into the pool. The image of this young man fades, and Ireena cries out his name. Cries out the name of Sergei.
Ireena, what's going on? Are you okay?
She kind of shakes her head. I just had a strong feeling that I knew that man. That was strange.
Orden, do you remember the name of the woman that the dark elf gave us?
Tatiana, the same that he called out.
That's what I thought.
You don't actually think. You don't think, do you?
I do quite a lot, actually.
You know what I mean.
I'm thinking that there's more of a connection here than we thought there was.
I'm just gonna look over at Ismark and see what he's doing.
Like Ismark would step up and I must believe that presence that showed that was showing there was the soul of Sergei Sergei Zarovic. Remember I told you the tragedy that befell the Tatiana and Sergei when Strahd fell into darkness. Sergei was Strahd's brother, who was meant to marry Ireena before Strahd took over. Sergei was meant to marry Tatiana before Strahd took over, not Ireena.
I was fixing to clarify to make sure I heard right.
But that was like hundreds of years ago, wasn't it?
Yes, and you must have forgotten that it is believed that Ireena here is a descendant of Tatiana.
Well, descendant or not, she's not Tatiana.
This is... I hate to tell you both this, but in my mind this seems a bit less like just a descendant and some direct connection, especially with Ireena losing her head a bit like that. There's something more going on here than I think we know. Your descendants don't exactly pull souls from their slumber to speak to you.
And at that moment, you would the Krezk slowly goes a little bit dark. A peal of thunder shakes the land, and the dark clouds coalesce into a terrible visage. A deep, dark voice from beyond the mountains cries out, "She is mine!" And a terrible crack resounds as blue lightning splits the sky and strikes the pool.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Do we see Sergei in there anymore?
No. When Iris grabbed Ireena's hand, the body and visage of Sergei went back into the pool and vanished.
The better question is, does Orden have on his shitting pants? Because that's lightning.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
true. Yeah, he jumps into Iris's arms.
Imagine your feet are still on the ground. It's like you're a bit heavy, dearie, and I believe you're closer to the ground now. It's gonna be okay. It's just a bit of a storm.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I'll just like climb down.
Is anything happening to the pool after the lightning struck it?
Nope, it is dead silent now.
Is anything happening in the sky?
It kind of clears out a little bit. You can also, like, after looking at the pool a little bit more, you can tell that the pool is fed by an underground spring. Its waters defy corruption. They just look very, very pure and holy. There's also even under gray skies, this pool at the north end of the village shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. There is a wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man, its paint chipped and faded, stands in the gazebo with arms outstretched, as though waiting to be embraced. And it is pointing to the east.
Ireena, can you do that thing you just did?
What thing?
I don't know. You almost touched the water, and suddenly someone else was here. That's Sergei you mentioned.
Maybe we should have let her touch the water.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That I felt like that it was safe to do so before, but you heard that voice coming over the mountains. That he Strahd has to know we're here by now. From that lightning, that was his voice.
Well, maybe a better question. When that happened, when you almost touched the water, how did you feel when that happened?
I
Like
felt
emotionally.
I felt a sense of love, a sense of embrace, like safety.
I'm gonna just smile at that, and I'll take her hand and I'll walk over to the pond and like show her that it's probably safe to do it again.
Nothing happens when you do so. Give me 1 second.
Why isn't
Okay,
it
never mind.
working?
You kind of get the feeling that the lightning might have had something to do with it not working anymore. Or actually, you might not make a religion check. Orden.
That's a 9.
Okay, you don't know that.
I got one better than I got my last one.
You're getting better.
Just 17 more rolls and I'll get a
So
20.
yeah, you're not sure why the mystical outline of Sergei isn't showing up or anymore, or Ireena isn't feeling this embrace anymore, but it has vanished.
Orden, dearie, you know that thing you can do where you can see good and bad and all that, you know, when you speak to your god?
I think I know what you're getting at, and I'll use my divine sense to see if I can. It's not going to be as good as you think, Nathan. See if there's any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I thought yours gave you the option to see. I'm thinking of another feature than of somebody else, because I was thinking it showed
yeah.
you like consecration and stuff like that.
Oh, detect magic does, and I've got that, but I don't have it equipped. Do you have detect magic equipped?
Does detect magic do that? I thought it just shows
Yeah.
you magic.
Well, that's about the same, right?
Well,
No.
someone dropped the word holy when referring to this water, and I was just curious if that was literal or figurative.
It means that there's a hole in the bottom.
It's like you can still sense, like, get the feeling that it is a holy place, but when pertaining to what happened with Ireena, that mysticism has vanished. It's still a holy place of Krezk, and it in the religious sense of the word.
Yeah, I would need detect evil and good, and I don't have it anymore.
I think I've got that. Hold on.
No, I'm
Detect
just
evil and good.
I'm
I've got
basically
that.
wanting to find out if this is actually holy water, if it's useful to us, because I've got a glass potion bottle now, so.
Well, Ireena has some holy water also. Oh, maybe that. Do you think that'll do anything if we pour the holy water in?
You can taste the water or whatever you're wanting to do with the water.
Would I know what holy water tastes like?
You're a
I don't know.
clerik. You must know.
I'm pretty sure we don't drink holy water.
You fine. You can make a religion check to see if the water's holy, if that's what you're wanting.
16 on the die. Oh, I have a -1 to religion. That's a 15.
How are you a cleric with -1 to religion? My God, you're not. How are you good at your religion?
I want to hear this in character explanation.
I mean, you don't have to be intelligent to be religious. I think.
Ordin's
Never
not
mind.
intelligent.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone.
You're not wrong.
We're gonna pass on that one.
Iris, you can tell that the water is holy. It is blessed. It would have the effects of a lesser restoration spell if used.
Is there any do not swim or anything like that around? Can I dip this potion bottle into it and scoop a bottle of it?
Of course, you can do that.
Cue the Zelda music. Da-na-na-na-na.
Are we done desecrating the pool yet?
There's got to be a trick to it. We just got to figure it out.
Does there have to be?
There has to be. Look,
Why does there have to be?
Because I've read enough romance novels to know how this works.
In the real world, there's not always a happy ending.
But there has to be.
Nah. Sometimes things just happen. But I think we should wait for the abbot to come.
I'm gonna pray by the side of this pool, because if anyone should be able to help with this, it should be the goddess of love.
I think I've pretty much ruined the spirit coming back in that interaction. I didn't feel safe letting her reach out into water and with someone we didn't know when she wasn't even acting like herself. But I think Larenthar's right. I think we do need to wait for the abbot. Or we need to head up to the Abbey, one of the two.
Orange's just gonna keep on praying, so it's up to you guys where we're going.
Iris, you would have, when you were checking. Go ahead. So what was that?
How clear is this pool?
Perfectly clear.
All right, so if I see in the bottom, Can I see where the water's coming from? Are there cracks, or is it just like?
Oh yeah, you can see that the pool, like I said before, the pool is, you can tell, is fed by an underground spring.
All right, but is it like just like, does it seep up through the ground, or is there a place that the water's obviously coming from?
It's probably a small place where the water's coming from.
All right, so I'm gonna check something.
And while he's looking at what he wants to look, Irish, you would have gained the knowledge with your religion roll that this water, it has the benefit of a lesser restoration spell, but you feel that over time, the holiness of the water has diminished a little bit. In previous years and years and years ago, that the water probably had the past benefit of a greater restoration spell at one time.
I'm going to see if my what I roll.
All right, the random elf that is not religious has a better religion roll.
Oh, I'm smarter than both of them. Is why.
Yeah.
Look, he knows like the text, but he doesn't know the meaning.
Well, if I'm gonna see, would it be religious wise? Would it defile the pool to check out the little hole in the bottom of it with a 23 religion check?
Yes, it would.
Okay, then I won't do it then. But at least I would know that.
Ismark would look at all of you.
I'll start talking. I'll start talking to them all about how well the waters are pure, so therefore you must take great care not to defile the waters and treat them with reverence and not try to take the water away from the pool too much and pollute it with your filthy essences of sin and all that, and basically show up both the paladin and the cleric with my knowledge.
When you say sin, I give you a dirty look.
I look at them and I as I do that I just kind of wipe my chin like I'm wiping a tart away from my mouth.
Like Ismark would pipe in. Now that we know this pool is holy, what do you think we should do? We know 100% that Strahd knows we're here. Do we continue up to the Abbey in search of the Mardukov gem, or
yeah, I think we should.
Do we leave with haste and retreat and regroup it with a different plan?
I think maybe you should take Ireena back to the vineyard, so that way when Strahd shows up, if Strahd shows up, it'll confuse him that you're not here.
Oh, can one of us borrow the hat?
I don't think it's a good idea to send them off on the road on their own. Especially if Strahd knows where they're starting from.
We could always go back with the Mardukov boy. I'm sure they haven't finished yet unloading yet, and I'm sure he's still at the gates. We could go with him.
You guys hide in the barrels, okay?
I think they're unloading the barrels here, dearie.
Oh, right. Well, you guys hide still in the cart.
I'm inspired by Larenthar's speech about his religious prowess. I think something's slowly tainted this water. I've got a feeling and I very well could be wrong, but I've got a feeling it might have something to do with Strahd and the Abbey and all of the twisted things that are going on around here. Now we can run back to the winery for a third time and talk some more, or we can at least have a look into what's going on at this Abbey.
I'm
I
just
agree.
saying that we have,
They, the two of them
I was
definitely
gonna-
shouldn't come up there with us. I do know that.
What do you suggest, Iris?
I say we send them back with here, give them the dagger, so that way they can summon that dragonborn if they need him.
And you still have the sword I gave you, and Ismark's still strong.
I feel a lot more comfortable if we can catch the Mardukov boy and send you back with him. Be much better than you traveling alone. Still not sure that's a good idea either, but it's much better than the two of you walking the road alone.
So are you sending them back with Rajin?
You should.
I mean, you've got Rajin.
Yeah, Larenthar has the dagger.
So yeah, I'll do that. I'll send him back with Rajin just to make it difficult for like in 2 weeks when they show us back up.
Oh, he'll show up next week.
I'm adding him right now.
Here, well, this will summon a protector if you truly believe in the power of the dagger.
Just say his name, and he'll come to you.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Shazam.
This would be so great if you didn't tell him, and we just started up next session, and he was like,
Alright,
"Okay, what's going
fine.
on?"
All right, fine.
I'm not saying you have to. You're the DM. You can do what you want. I'm just saying that'd be really
He's-
funny.
He comes in. I'm still at the Derek. I'm still at the vineyard. I know. Yeah, you are.
Let's go up and check out this Abbey without them.
Okay.
Real quick before we go, I doubt it. Derek, can I
Oop.
see if I could use my ceremony spell to bless water? Can I make this stuff better?
No, you are not a priest. You are not able to bless the water.
And
Oh, dang.
also, that would also be really bad because like it's kind of a different religion, so it would be like going up to
A Muslim mosque and
A
just going,
Muslim.
praise God, praise God, praise God, holy water, holy water.
Okay, no, that's a bad example.
It's like going up and start reading like the Sermon on the Rock in like the middle of the mosque. Now while everyone's praying.
I was gonna say the Muslim example is a bad example because Christians and Muslims worship the same God, just in different ways.
But still,
But
We're
it's
definitely
still,
walking down a
it's
trail
like a
we don't need to
Muslim
be walking
church.
down.
Yeah, we
Okay,
do.
fair.
We're gonna go ahead and take a break, and
On that great note.
before we go to this definitely not at all haunted old hospital / Abbey, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. And we're back. We are going to go to this haunted Abbey / hospital and hopefully not die. Take it away,
Fingers
Derek.
crossed.
So yeah, you make it short. You wanted to make a short pit stop at the entrance to make sure the Mardukov boy is still there, and will take Ismark and Ireena back to the vineyard, which he obviously will agree to, and they do, and then they take off. And you want to head back up. You start heading up the road to the Abbey over here. The switchback road that hugs the cliff is 10 foot wide and covered with loose gravel and chunks of broken rock. The ascent is slow and somewhat treacherous, and the air grows colder as one nears the top. The road climbs 400 feet, doubling back on itself twice before reaching the doors of the Abbey, way up there. So yeah, you're now 400 feet above the town of Krezk, at the entrance to the Abbey, which I will bring you to now. Excuse me.
I can see my house from here.
Nice. Congratulations, my boy.
Probably can't.
There's no way you can.
I can
Well,
see
I
the
don't- yes,
kids
can
that
I
I
see the-
abandoned from here.
Can I see the windmill? Because that's the house that I own.
Okay. And
I could be in a creepy old convent / abbey.
and pull everybody in. And then do this. You're all there, correct?
Yeah,
Let's find where on the map the thing starts.
it's over on the left.
Like the middle-ish of the map on the left.
Why are these maps so freaking big now?
Because it's a giant abbey. It's a former religious fortress.
Could have been broken up, like the windmill where we had to move over
True,
7 maps
true.
to get to the
But
top.
it's one floor, I believe. So no, Gordon, you don't move in. You're not going in.
Okay, I was just
Not
going to
yet.
knock on the door.
There's 2 floors to the Abbey. You're
You covered a
basically at the
token.
floor. No, you didn't.
There's a door
I-
token there.
There's things to read. I have to read before you can go in. The road from the village climbs above the mist to the wide ledge on which the Abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow covers the trees and rocky earth. The gravel road passes between 2 small stone outbuildings, to either side of which stretches a 5-foot high, 3-foot thick wall of jumbled stones held together with mortar. Blocking the road are iron gates attached to the outbuildings by rusty hinges. They appear to be unlocked. Viewed through the gates, the stone abbey stands quiet. Its 2 wings are joined by a 15-foot high curtain wall. A belfry protrudes from the
Belfry.
roof. Belfry, my bad. I don't know what that is anyway. A belfry protrudes from the rooftop of the closer north wing, which also sports a chimney billowing gray smoke. It got a bell.
A
Why doesn't
belfry
it just
is
say
like
bell tower?
Because the
it's old.
correct word in English is belfry.
I will knock on the door.
You knock on the door.
Okay, I'm stopping.
Did you say
You
you
don't
knock
see
on the
those-
door?
You don't. Yeah, and you don't see those tokens. I don't know why they were not hidden for you, but
Ain't nobody talking
They
about
weren't
tokens,
hidden.
Derek. Just shh.
Ain't no tokens.
really.
Okay, it's been knocked on.
Twice.
You hear the iron gates squeal as they're opened, and on the other side you have two creatures standing in front of you. And let me get a picture of them. They ugly motherfuckers.
Ooh.
I'm just looking at pictures of Abbey of St. Markova on just like some really cool pictures on Yahoo.
I thought you said preachers. Definitely not the same word.
One of the creatures is 4'9". Who is squatting instead of standing upright. He looks like a beardless dwarf with patches of donkey flesh covering his face and body. He has one human ear and one wolf's ear, and a protruding wolf's snout and fangs. His arms and hands are human, but his legs and hind feet are lion-like, and he has a donkey's tail. The other is 4'7". The left side of her face and body is covered with lizard scales, and the right side with tufts of gray wolf fur. Between these tufts is pale human skin. One of her eyes is that of a feline, and her fingers and hands resemble cat's paws with opposable thumbs. They open the iron doors. We haven't had visitors in a very long time. Welcome. What brings you to the Abbey?
I'm just gonna make a face because I've never seen anything like them in all of my days.
We were told that maybe some help was needed up here. Came to see if we could help a bit.
What help do you think we need? We're perfectly content and happy with the Abbey. Nobody here is here against their will. We have no need of help.
I don't know if I'd say that.
Can we perhaps meet whoever's in charge here? We're religious people also, and we'd just like to talk with them.
The one that's hunched over, like when he responds to you, he has very, very broken common, and he's constantly kind of has a donkey laugh. He's like hee haw basically every now and then. And they would respond with, you wish to speak to the abbot? Please come on in. And they will lead you into the inside of the Abbey. And they would lead you in. Who's dooping? And they would say, wait here. We will fetch the master. And then they walk off into the Abbey. What'd I do? Holy shit, how'd I do that?
What were those things?
Oh, I thought they were just people like you. Right? I
don't have very much experience with Dragonborns because I've only met the other one, but they don't look like the pictures that I've read about.
I don't know. It's like they were like that guy was a human and a donkey, and you're like a bipedal dragon. It's the same, right?
Standing here in the courtyard area, off to the right, to the south, you see a graveyard. Stunted pine trees grow out of the rocky earth in the graveyard near the foundation of the Abbey's eastern wing, or western wing. The windows of the structure are cracked panes of leaded glass. Ancient gravestones burst from a thin crust of snow in the yard. Beyond the low wall that surrounds the graveyard, the ground falls away. The village lies 400 feet below, and the view is rather breathtaking. It's actually a beautiful view considered the weird greeting that you have just received.
Iris, have you ever seen anything quite like that before?
Never seen anything like that, dearie. I don't think that's natural, though. I don't think that's something that just happens over time for no reason.
It's so strange seeing just humans around here, and then coming up here and that's what we see. Like maybe another halfling, maybe a dragonborn, but that? I don't know. I'm sure I sound very rude. I'm sorry.
You,
It's
I didn't think that you were that judgmental, Ordinance.
It's not
One
rude.
of those.
It's not rude if you're concerned about it, as in worried about why it's happening to them. It'd be rude if you wrote them off for it. But I'd be a bit concerned about why it's happening to them. Sounds to me like they do need some help. They
Yeah,
just
they don't
may
know
not think it yet.
Are you going to stand here and wait while they fetch the abbot, or are you going to look around and move?
I'm gonna stay right here.
Yeah, I definitely can't do it undetected, so I'm gonna hang out here at the Warden.
I was more asking Laurenthar, is he going to wait with you guys, or is he going to go do rogue shit?
Oh, I'm gonna check out. Oh well, what's over here?
He's going rogue.
I'm Sarah Palin going rogue. I'll peek over here and start reading the gravestones.
You're
See how
actually
far-
lucky they have names. Or some of
Start
them do.
poking the dirt to see how new they are. Here's this one.
Oh, they're you can tell that they're have long been there from an age long prior to the one you live in now. Carved into each gravestone is the name of a long dead priest or nun. Some of the names include Brother Martek, Brother Valen, Sister Constance, and Sister Lenora. And the graves continue to further. Oops, not that. It's not that far. Surround the keep.
Right. Does it say something like, "Here lies the body of Jonathan Blake. He stepped on the gas instead of the brake"?
Do you go like over towards this direction, or do you
Sure.
eventually stop?
I'll just wander.
Okay.
I'll just wander all the way around the church while
Okay.
they're waiting.
Just making sure. You get around the corner there, and you see something strange coming off of this gravestone there. There's a ray of golden sunlight breaking through the clouds to the west and shines upon the grave. The fog and gloom shrink from its brilliance as the sunlight causes the gravestone to crack and crumble, revealing a ring within.
Oh, I'll check it out.
Are you gonna smash the gravestone? It's starting to crumble, but to get to the ring, you need to completely smash the gravestone.
I'm gonna like just poke around it a little bit first, see what it is.
Like for searching for traps, that kind of poking around, or just to
Sure. Yeah.
go ahead, search for traps.
Investigate it. Here comes. Let's see here. I think Ordinance rolled the natural 1 this session, so we'll see.
So you're due for a good roll.
And due for another car bomb.
What is this, Ireland?
Oh, sorry. 20 or 20 is good. That's good enough. Yeah, you don't find it. You're pretty confident there are no traps on this gravestone. It's just a very old gravestone.
All right, I'll just take my little thieves' tools and desecrate this grave. Is it the golden light shining on the ring, or is it the golden light coming from the ring shining up?
It's shining from the clouds, like from in between. Like there's a circle in the clouds, and then it's shining directly onto the gravestone. The gravestone read, the name on the gravestone was Tasha Petronova.
Can I make a history check on that? I did read like all the books in the like a whole bunch of books in like the house and also in the Burgomeister's library.
What was that?
Can I
No,
make a
you
history
didn't.
check
About the name. You
Yeah.
don't recognize the name, but the ring itself, you can pick up the ring if you would like to.
All right, I'll just kind of dig it out with my thieves' tools instead of breaking the whole thing apart.
Okay, you don't desecrate it too bad, and you find a ring. Make an art. Are you inspecting the ring or are you just pocketing it? Right now, it looks like just a regular gold ring.
Yeah, but it was had a shining this is treasure light shining on it. I'm gonna check it out using whatever I can.
I lied. You don't get the ring. You can't get the ring just yet.
Oh no!
Because you have to do something first before you get the ring.
Sequence broke the module.
He's like, you saw the ring in the gravestone, but after you chisel it open first, you see that the grave is empty, and there is no longer a ring that you once saw.
Oh. I go, curses and curses, Baggins! He took my precious. Okay, and then I guess I will continue to go around towards the back of the place. Just because, and I'll meet them maybe coming around on the other side.
You get to the area over there, and the walls of the Abbey sink there. You can't go any further. Let me see.
No, it's got a developer invisible wall like Halo. I can't go in this area.
Like Van Richten's tower.
Yeah. If you want to climb over a sheer cliff and jump off and to your death, go for it. I don't care.
Do it.
Do it.
You haven't had any character deaths in a while.
Let's head back. Oh.
You didn't defile any graves, did you?
It's not. Absolutely 0 graves defiled.
Make a deception check. Well, you didn't defile
No.
it,
I just automatically believe him.
Oh, okay. That fair enough. Okay.
Larenthar would never lie to me. We're buddies.
Larenthar never lies. What are you talking about?
Well, yes, but he never lies to me specifically.
After a few more minutes, the two people that greeted you at the door come back with a rather young gentleman. Let me find where he was.
Also, because of weird elfish crap, you realize as I'm walking back, I don't leave footprints in the snow. Because that's definitely like a weird elven power.
This man is in his mid-20s, early 30s, as you can tell. Rather good looking. He says, "Oh, welcome, friends, to my abbey. But what fortunes, what pleasure do I have to have such guests?"
We were just investigating local legends around the area, and the people in the town won't tell us much about this abbey. And they said that you come down to the town and you're the only one. But what do you have to say? Like, what do you know about the abbey? What do you know about the abbey?
It's very. Pretty sure he says he's open about what he's doing, what he does here. Yes, he does. I am only doing what the Morning Lord has commanded me to do. I have done the Morning Lord's bidding. I am trying to save Krezk and the Krezkians, I don't know,
Krezk?
people of Krezk, the from Strahd. And he
How
goes on to
so?
tell you. Go ahead.
That sounds
Oh.
super on the legit. That sounds super legit, buddy.
I just say how so.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I have to go back up to the stupid top to.
I just realized that guy absolutely sounded as guilty as heck saying that.
Well, he doesn't sound guilty because he's actually being very open with what he believes. He believes that what he is doing is good and sound and going to be beneficial to the people of Krezk.
Does he seem like super like evil though?
Make an insight check.
There it is.
Pretty sure he's lawful evil. So he's technically doing evil, but he in his mind he thinks he's doing good. But
As a lawful good person, do I recognize what he's saying kind of lines up with evil?
well, he hasn't told you what he has done, so not yet. But you're going to tell once he tells you the story, you're going to get the feeling that he has done somewhat evil things.
And once Derek reads the part and finds out what he did, he can tell us.
Yes. He goes on to say that over a century ago, he came to Krezk. He pilgrimed to Krezk. They had the abbey closed down for centuries because before Strahd took over, or as Strahd was taking hold of the land, the people, the priests and holy people of this abbey started an uprising against Strahd and were They horribly failed. All of them died. All of them died, except for a select few. Those that survived either starved themselves to death or turned to cannibalism here trapped in the Abbey. He came to Krezk and persuaded the Baron at the time to let him reopen the Abbey and let him become the abbot. And in doing so,
If he says that, I'll just be like, "Oh, cannibalism? That's horrible."
yeah, he goes on to tell you that like the people that those that went that I can't even get my words out. Those that planned to overthrow Strahd were led by Saint Markovia. And she blessed the Abbey here and the pool at the bottom of Krezk in the name of the Morning Lord. But ultimately, their isolation and greed doomed them to their undoing. And where's the part of what he actually did?
I'm guessing this is like a Dr. Moreau thing where he's like he's like taking parts and putting them back together with animals and scrap, right?
Sort of.
The worst Val Kilmer movie ever.
I know I read it before I started the game, so I know it's in here. I just can't find it. Oh, no. Even when I try to prepare, I can't prepare.
Is it windy up here?
Yeah, yes, it's quite windy and cool.
Are you playing wind sound effects?
It's I can't tell if he's muting or if like just the MP3 is that choppy.
It's not the MP3. It's because it has to go through so many things to get to you guys.
Yeah,
Plays great for the stream.
I'm sure it sounds great there.
I don't know. Twitch is usually when I get Twitch, it's usually pretty choppy.
No, it's not. Listened to a few of them for the last stream. It's because it's running through to you guys a weird way to make it happen through Discord.
You got like a really roundabout way to do it that way.
Well, it's just so you guys can hear it. It's super simple to play it just for the stream, but then you guys wouldn't hear anything. So I have to run my mic through the program to do the sound effects, which has to select the program as the mic in Discord and blah blah blah. I got one of Larenthar walking too.
Do you really?
Because I'm not in the appendix. That's where I found it. Maybe it's in the appendix where it says read from here.
It sounds less like walking and more like somebody trying to sand wood on like a lathe or something.
Oh, that sounds super satisfying, actually.
When you're sanding, when it sounds like someone's like trying to sand down their woodworking project.
That That sounds like it'd be super easy to hear, though. Like for other characters.
But this gentleman goes on to say that more than 100 years ago, he was sent from the upper planes to honor the legacy of Saint Markovia. He reopened the Abbey and began tending to the physically and mentally ill. In doing so, he hoped to bring some much-needed light to Barovia. There was a family, the Bellevues, that were a family of sickly, inbred lepers, came to the Abbey seeking salvation. He rid them of their diseases, an act for which they were eternally grateful. But he could not cure them of certain human defects that had been present since their birth. He became extremely dedicated and to finding a way to cure them of their imperfections. But the family had strange ideas of what it meant to be perfect. They didn't want to be ordinary humans. They wanted the eyes of a cat, wings to fly like a bat, strength of a mule, things like of that nature. They craved bestial traits, and him being a kind person took pity on them and yielded to their desires. My early experiments proved fatal to the subjects, which ended up killing many of the Bellevues. But the family insisted that I keep trying. One day, a Barovian lord named Vasily von Holtz visited the Abbey. I knew at once that the man was evil, but he stressed that he only wanted to help. He gave me he gave me the information and ability needed to help transform the Bellevues into what they were seeking. As you can see, and he points to the two. As you can see by my the two here, which he calls their name, one being Otto Bellevue and the other being Siegfried. Well, that's a weird ass name. That I have succeeded in granting the Bellevues their wishes.
Hey, Lanthar, that name, Vasily von Holtz, we saw that in the Watcher House, remember?
Oh, does that ring any bells?
I think that there was some deed that belonged to him, or something like that.
The gentleman, the abbot, also goes on to say that the Bellevues were happy, albeit insane. Only then, after he completed his task, did Vasily reveal himself to be Strahd von Zarovich. Somehow, he realized that any attempt to overthrow and kill Strahd would be futile. That there was an ancient curse upon the land that meant that the vampire could never truly die. Strahd confined in him what the curse that was thrown upon him, that he could never die, and he wished nothing more than to escape Barovia. Strahd, being the charismatic and persuasive being that he is, got the sympathy of the abbot, and it played right into Strahd's hands. The abbot is now convinced that the cure lies in reuniting Strahd with his lost love, and in doing so, ending the curse on Barovia. The abbot has recently completed work on an experiment that he believes will complete this task, will fulfill this task, and bring Strahd happiness, and will release the curse that is on Barovia.
Oh, how does that work?
Do you ask him that?
Yeah, I said that in character. I'm basically trying to egg him on to just see how crazy this dude is.
Oh, he's completely open with what with everything. He says that he has created a flesh golem that he has made from the body parts of some dead Barovian women.
Oh, is it supposed to? Is that going to be Strahd's new bride?
That is the plan. I am teaching my creation simple lessons in etiquette and ladylike conduct, so that she can be formally presented to Strahd and win his love. I believe that once Strahd is happy and with a companion, that Barovia will be free and Strahd will be able to rest.
Oh, can we meet this bride?
I am sorry. That is impossible. She cannot. She is not ready for other human contact.
Jared,
Yep.
can I use my divine sense to make sure he's not like something super super crazy powerful like he says he is?
You can try.
I just can tell the type, celestial, fiend, or undead, within 60 feet.
Okay, one sec. What is...
Because Iris is giving me the eyes like, let's kill him. And I'm like, he sounds really strong.
Be fair, Iris is looking a little upset, but not quite giving the let's kill him eyes.
It's so hard to tell.
Nathan, as a player, is pretty sure that we're gonna have to. I just don't think. I don't think Iris would, in the situation we're in right now. I don't think Iris would just out and out jump forward and start attacking like this.
What exactly do you get to?
More information.
What are you trying to sense, Ordin? You're doing your divine sense, like celestial, undead, fiend, that kind of a thing?
Essentially, yeah, that's all I'm trying to find out.
He's a celestial.
Holy crap. So you guys just see like all the color drain from Ordin's face and you don't know why.
See? Aren't you glad I didn't?
Oh. So how are you going to I mean, how long is it going to take to teach her how to be a real girl?
I'm a real boy.
I couldn't get unmuted fast enough.
I'm not entirely sure. She's slowly picking up on human interactions. It's still hard to have even the easiest of conversations, but we'll get there. I'm sure of it.
Oh, how long do you think that's going to take?
He said he didn't know.
Oh.
Do you really think that Strahd's gonna go for a piecemeal, sewn together, put together golem?
Sure, like whatever he made looks like literally probably, a hot mess.
Unless you have a better idea. Do you have somebody that is willing to just sacrifice themselves to Strahd? Are you willing there? You're a woman, are you willing?
No.
Well, her brother did.
I'm just trying to keep Strahd from being insulted and things to get worse. I'm not saying you're not on the right track. I just don't know about a pieced together flesh golem. I'm just concerned that he might take that as an insult, seeing as what we've seen from him so far.
Like he goes on to say, I want to rid Barovia of its sickness. By giving the devil his heart's desire, I bring salvation to him and his land. Do you
really
not understand?
No, I'm not. I'm not arguing with you. That's why I said I think you're on the right track. I'm just offering a thought just to be careful whichever direction you go. Just make sure that if you're going to offer it to him, you're very sure it's ready. Because you don't want to, this place used to treat sickness. You don't want to treat a sick person with some poison and make the sickness worse. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying to be careful. That's all.
Of course, I will not present her to Strahd unless I knew she was ready.
And why are you so sure that this is the way that can stop him? I believe in true love and all of that, but I don't think that applies to Strahd.
Many have tried to kill Strahd in the past. I've been here for only little over 100 years, and there have been many uprisings, many attempts to defeat Strahd. Even those that think even those that have slain him have come to find out that they really haven't. He always comes back. Giving him his ultimate desire is the only way to bring peace to Barovia.
In a way, doesn't that seem like you're just rewarding him for all he's done?
It's bringing peace to hundreds, if not thousands, of innocent lives. You bring the peace and happiness to one evil man. Is that not worth the sacrifice?
I just don't feel like you're treating the cure as you say you are. It feels more like you're just applying a bandage to a large gushing wound.
You kind of get the feeling that this man he's starting to get a little agitated. Like, what? You think I'm crazy? You don't think my plan will work?
I'm gonna take a step back, knowing what he is, and be like, "Well, no, that's not what I'm. It's not exactly what I'm saying. I'm just saying the methods you're using might not be correct."
Like, he's a celestial, but you don't know what kind of celestial he is.
Well, I know he's a celestial, and that's enough to scare me.
It's like there are weak celestials.
Also, I am a paladin, so I think all celestials are great. I didn't mean any harm by it.
So, I honestly have no idea. Is there a way to find out? I guess I'd have to do something in character to find out if we could, take him if it came to blows without actually fighting him. That's
Oh, don't ask that.
You can make a perception check to. You can make a perception check to see if you feel like this form or what you're looking at right now. If you could take him, you can eye him up.
Well, I'm sure we could do that. I'm just.
Oh no!
I know, as Nathan knows, that obviously this is not a good idea for what this guy's trying to do. But I have, as a player, also have no idea where to go from here either with it. So, I'm trying to figure out if we just leave it alone and completely waste all this time here, or if there is, in fact, it seems like there's something that we need to do here because there's a whole Abbey we haven't gotten into. But, do we do it now? Do we do it later? Do we come back? Do we get ourselves killed and make new characters, or what?
I'm gonna try to just change the subject and be like, that pool down there. Do you know anything about it?
Ah, yes, that pool before has been holy since long before I arrived in this plane. That pool was blessed by the person that I said blessed earlier. I can't remember the name. Back up to the pool I go. That pool was blessed by Saint Markovia over 400 years ago, before Strahd had taken over these lands. The statue that there is a depiction of the Morning Lord in worship of the sun.
So you really think this is gonna work, huh?
Of course, it will work. I'm sure of it. And like, if you were to do an insight check, he's 100% believing his
she's
words.
nowhere. But you can't even like teach her how to talk like a normal person, and you can't show us what she looks like to see if it will pass. I say that in exactly that tone.
No, not at this time.
But you still
if
think
you,
it's gonna work.
I, this conversation is over, and he starts walking away.
I can't use the non-lethal path from Undertale.
The pacifist. Genocide only here.
Yeah, we can't do the non-lethal playthrough. Gotcha.
Do his servants go away too?
No, they stay out there and they're just watching you. Like, they're not hostile or anything. They're just nonchalant. Like, whatever.
So I think I know what happened to the people that disappeared up here. As I look at the two.
I'm gonna run after Iris.
Nobody's disappeared.
They said everybody who comes up here never comes back.
Well, no, they don't say nobody ever comes up here. They didn't say those that come up here never come back. They said nobody comes up here. Period. Nobody has come up here other than the abbot for centuries. The people of Krezk believe this place to be cursed and want nothing to do with it.
I'm gonna look over at Orden. Seem to have you spooked a little bit there, dearie.
He was a celestial.
Okay? Yeah, I didn't know that, but I took my lead from you. Seeing that you're a bit worried.
I've never been that close to a celestial. I didn't think it'd be that scary.
Now you know what he's doing is not a good idea, right?
Of course.
And you know it's likely to get people killed.
Definitely.
And it's likely to make things worse.
But the thing is, I don't know if we can stop him.
Well,
I don't know if we can either.
I know there's something we could do.
What would that be?
Well, how could he give the golem to Strahd if he doesn't have a golem?
Larenthar, that sounds like it'd piss him off.
Only one of us is quiet enough to get in there and even try that.
Why can't you be more quiet? I know you're loud, but man.
The problem is not the golem. I mean, it is a problem, but it's not the problem. We could,
I think making him mad. I think he's already mad.
speaking optimistically, we could take care of the golem. If things went well. But that still leaves the problem that he may just turn around and try again after coming after us.
Yeah, but if we take Strahd out before that, then I thought you were gonna kill him.
Oh, I am, but we're not ready. If we're
So
not even ready to take, if we're not even ready to take on this abbot, we're definitely not ready to take on Strahd.
Well, you don't know we're not ready to take on the abbot. Nobody's even tried. But the thing is we could just, if we take out Strahd, we don't even have to worry about this here in character, knowing that that's not true out of character.
We couldn't even beat Baba Masaga. How are we supposed to beat Strahd?
Well, I'm not the one that's sure that we're going to face Strahd. That's somebody else who said that.
You might not be sure, but I'm sure I'm gonna face him. You can do whatever you bloody well like, but I'm facing him, one way or the other.
I'm not saying you're not, but I'm not gonna let you die.
Oh, I'm not facing him now, dearie. You ain't gotta worry about that. I love me brothers, but I'm not quite as stupid as them.
But still, there's something led us here for a reason, and we need to. And we definitely can't find it safe, but if I feel there's something in here that's key to defeating Strahd somehow.
So if you can slip in, then Ordin and I can try to get some lines on things to help us with the werewolves. I've got a feeling that might be our next step. Is paying them a visit.
Well, do you want to do the werewolves, or do you want to do this first? Because we're here now.
We are, and I think the abbot's a bigger problem right now.
Like as you're leaving, you kind of hear from behind, wait, and the abbot comes out again and rushes out. I do have a favor to ask of you, if you're willing to hear me out.
Oh.
Well,
I say oh, like we weren't just talking about killing him 5 seconds ago.
well, we'll do our best to help you. Also, like we weren't just talking about killing him.
At this time, like he in
We'll
the
hear you
conversation
out.
before, he kind of heard the tenseness in your voices, and in this once he got back into the Abbey, he thought about it. I kind of feel that you don't believe me, and I wish to show you something. And he sheds his human form, and you it's like he calms down and has a pleasant demeanor. He sheds his disguise and assumes his true angelic form. He has a very, very bright celestial form now. What does this creature actually look like?
It's not like one of those angels from like the Book of Isaiah, right? That's like 3 triangles.
Be not afraid.
With like an eyeball on each wing, and like 2 wings cut, and like 17 wings, and.
All right, Sharingan.
I saw the Sharingan first, and I was like, Derek, why are you showing this to us?
Oh my god, he's a freaking Uchiha.
He is an Uchiha. He goes on to say, getting the bride for Strahd, getting her personality that is my task. That is the task I am taking. But there is something that I wish if you're able to help me. I would like you to find a proper bridal gown for her. Uh, mm, if if you find a proper one, I am willing to exchange to do an exchange. I am willing to cast to I am willing to use my powers that I have been granted to bring 3 people that you wish back from the dead on your behalf.
I'm just gonna look at Iris.
Nathan,
See
the
what she's
player, is
saying.
calling bullshit. Iris, the character, is trying to remember if we've seen a wedding gown at any point in this adventure.
You have not yet.
Well, Abbott, whenever we
But
get
you
that,
also haven't asked.
whenever we get that for you, I'm an ordained minister. I could absolutely help you with the wedding. Just trying to be as sincere as possible while also being like, I don't trust this guy.
Should be an easy task. A wedding gown for 3 revivals.
Or do you suggest we start looking? Hey, Derek.
Yo,
So, can I roll something to see if I know anything specifically about what he is?
make a religion check
Okay, that's
or history for maybe reading it in a book somewhere.
Is there a
That's a
tailor
15 either way.
invalidate?
You wouldn't quite know. You just know that he is an angelic holy being from another plane.
Where would you suggest we start looking for a gown? And do you need a specific size, or are you taking care of the sizing yourself?
He describes the sizing probably to be a woman's small to medium-ish in today's sense. To fit a relatively slim and attractive woman.
God, I was totally
Whatever.
expecting like crazy measurements for just this hideous, grotesque.
It looks
Flesh
exactly
golem.
normal, except for it's got like the head of like a crawfish.
You haven't
can't-
seen the woman yet.
I can't get over the fact that Derek thinks that women measurements are how
Don't
slim they
know.
are and how attractive they are.
I don't know the measurements. He gives you random measurements that would. Fuck if I know.
36, 26, 36. It's all Derek's thinking.
Sure.
Doesn't matter, if she's a butterface or not.
Would there be a specific place that you'd suggest we start looking? I'm only asking because if we could just walk down to town and get one, you'd have already done that.
Well, to be fair, I don't travel the town much. So he goes from the Abbey to the pool to worship, to pray, and to do worship. And he only talks to the people of Krezk to give him wine in tribute, as tribute.
All right,
That's it.
so I guess we start in Krezk.
Derek, have we seen any kind of tailors since we've been traveling?
You haven't seen any, but you also haven't looked for any.
There's been a few people try to follow us.
It's like you haven't needed one.
Well, now we need one.
And I think now is a good place to stop.
Say that like a
And-
question. Is that a question?
Because this is a start of a sub quest that do you want to play till midnight?
I mean, my wife's off, so I
Jeez, it's-
technically could.
Gonna be. How's Strahd gonna marry anyone if there's no place to get a wedding dress?
Oh, there is.
Dude, we
That's-
could just get some fabric and make one if we needed.
Technically, I can create simple objects. Would that be considered a simple object?
No. Give me a second. I think there is a. I think in this chapter it says where there is one.
I never chose what artisan tool I was good with when I took my background. I forgot about that. So maybe Ordin knows how to sew. I don't know.
Seems very Ordin actually.
It really does, and especially because he is a minister. He does do wedding stuff.
This generally wouldn't give a party issue on getting, but for you guys it might.
It's in Valaki, isn't it?
The dressmaker is quick to you'll if you inquire, you will eventually learn that the dressmaker is the wife of the Valachian Burgomeister.
The Valachian Burgomeister.
Shit. Well,
Sweet!
well, Iris might not have a problem, but
We'll figure it out.
did we keep the hat of disguise?
Yes, we do have that. Wait, could we just put a hat of disguise on her and have her have a wedding dress on?
Disguise the mess of a creature.
That
Oh
sounds
my
like
gosh, can we
bad idea.
disguise her as Ireena
You can try.
and then have Strahd take her?
How much is a wedding dress worth?
You'll find out.
In
On
the
the
real-
next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
I'm seriously asking because I feel like it fits
I don't
in the
fucking know.
presence of my artisan's blessing as long as it's under a certain amount.
It depends. Like if you're asking for in real life prices, it really does depend. Like I got mine for like $100.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
They
you
can
know,
also range to $5,000.
but
Exactly. Oh, that's
D&D
a cheap
rules,
good
you know.
one.
If you want a dress that'll impress Strahd, you gotta go for top dollar.
It's got to be. Yeah, it doesn't matter how it looks. It's just got to be like some stupid Gucci,
Blingy.
like some crappy looking Gucci thing that you see that looks hideous.
We gotta have the best. It's gotta be the greatest.
It's got to be Gucci. It's got to be Gucci, man. It's all about the label. It's like a Supreme T-shirt, right? They're like
On the
most-
next-
they're the plainest T-shirts in the world, but they cost like $120 a piece just because they say Supreme on them.
So
On the next episode of Say Yes to the Dress.
will Strahd say yes to the dress?
Probably not.
So
Oh,
for real
yeah.
though, with my artisan's blessing, if we got the materials
be
to
able
make
to.
it, I can I can make something that's worth up to 100 gold pieces, which is not
That's a
the
lot.
best
That is a
wedding
lot,
dress
but-
necessarily, but
I mean, in the world of D&D, I read that like 1 gold piece is worth a goat. So that's a pretty good dress.
It's worth 100 goats.
How many goats is your wedding dress worth? Probably not
How many
100.
goats? That depends on the dowry, right? So my daughter has 100 gold dowry.
100 goats.
100 goats. 100 goats if you marry my daughter.
all right,
I throw
everybody,
a chicken for free.
we're definitely going downhill here.
Yeah, we're
So-
going off into the distance.
We're good for next week, right?
Oh yeah.
I might be a little late because I work until 5:30 next week. So I'll still be here, but it might be a tad late.
All right, we'll just we'll go ahead and fight Strahd without you, and then you can come in and Just make sure you have a
Tell us
character
that-
roll.
tell you that you
will
died.
run it. Kevin will run it, right? Kevin will be the DM.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for Kevin to just be in the winery for no reason.
Who knows? We may have to go freaking back there. So, anyways, we'll be back next week for more Curse of Strahd. I believe I will be calling the next session Say Yes to the Dress. So, hopefully we don't get a copyright thing for that, but we'll see you guys in another dimension.